Alright, hello everyone, it's Team Rocket Plays here with another episode on our Let's Play Minecraft Together Season 2 series on my channel. If you guys haven't seen the last episode, guys, make sure to go check it out. We ended up working on our hill and as well as on the headhunting building, so go check it out, guys. I had fun doing that and I think it came out pretty good overall. But for this episode, I actually did this to-do list wall, and yeah, so it's gonna make it a lot easier for me to do everything. And it seems like Ollie's dead joined, so let me just say hello really quick. There we go. And yeah, guys, so I think this is gonna be really helpful, at least for me, and at the same time you guys get an idea of what we're gonna be working on this episode. So yeah, even I'm writing down the actual episode, that way it helps me out a little bit. And it's already 15 episodes, guys. That's a lot. But the first thing that I wanted to do was check out the Halloween Island, guys, because like a few weeks ago, I kind of got a glimpse at it. They were just starting to like build it and everything, and I haven't been there ever since. So I want to check it out and see what that's all about. I know there's probably something to it. There's a rhyme and reason, right? But yeah, I'm always late to everything. And then I want to work on the hill a little bit, on the one of the hills. Actually been working a little bit more on the area. I'll show you guys later on. But yeah, so I also want to start headhunting, and then we have a 3 right there, just because I want to end up getting 3 heads this episode. So that's one thing that's gonna be a challenge. I believe I might go for maybe like an easy one or 2 easy ones and a hard one, we'll see. And then I'll also show you guys what I have so far, and what kind of heads we're gonna be aiming at. So yeah, so that's gonna be on the list. So I guess we could head out to Halloween Island. All right, guys, and here we are at Spawn Island. That's Halloween Island over there, but before we get to that, it's story time. All right, guys, so this happened like around a week ago. I was coming out of the nether portal up there. I came down here and I saw the sleeper awake. I think that's his name. I'm sorry if it's not. But I've never seen him in person, meaning that I've never seen him in game, guys. I've always seen him online. I've talked to him before, but I've never seen him in person where I could see his skin, right? So it obviously was really cool seeing it, because it was really cool the way that it was. It was really unique and really detailed, and it kind of like got my attention. So I started asking questions and just talking to him about it. But we were here just chatting for a little bit. I ended up going back home, and then not even like a minute, I think like a minute later, he mentioned that a creeper had blown up here in Spawn Island, which I didn't know was a thing. Like I felt that this whole area was moth proof, right? But I guess not. So I came over here. Obviously I felt bad. I brought dirt, I brought glass, and then I started helping them fix the area, because like a lot of these items were actually blown up. For example, the shulkers right here, some of these chests, the signs, a couple of these signs as well, which kind of suck, guys, because obviously we don't know what was. And then we were here and we were chatting. I was helping him fix it up. I was right here standing, just, you know, I think I was gonna send him a message on the chat. He was right here either writing one of these signs or something. He was right here just standing there, right? And then since I was in the chat, I was like in the middle writing something. I see a creeper just come through and just creep up on him, and I wasn't able to react fast enough. Like I didn't see him from far away. I think I was a little bit closer. I was probably like this, where like I wasn't really seeing like that much, and I just see the creeper literally creep up on him and just blow up, guys. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to do anything. I was still in the chat and I was freaking out. It was just like a split second that I had to react to it, and I couldn't do nothing. And obviously to me it was really funny, guys, just the fact that we were fixing after it blew up, and then after we did most of the fixing up, another one comes and then just does the same thing. Obviously I don't think he found it as funny as I did. I think he was more frustrated that it happened again and whatnot. So he ended up leaving out after we ended up working on this area a little bit. I stayed just to make sure everything was good. But the second time that the creeper blew up, he blew up some of these signs over here as well as these over here. So one of the things was that I didn't know what they said. Like I don't remember exactly what it said, so I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do, and I felt bad overall for the server for doing that, right? Like it wasn't really my fault, but at the same time it kind of was. I was here, I was part of it. Yeah, I actually messaged I think it was the talk. I was talking with the talk, and then Glorf out of nowhere, she just spawned, landed, and was like ding ding ding. And then for I don't know how she did it. She does magic, guys. She kind of scares me. Yeah, she did magic, and she ended up fixing this area, and then she ended up leaving, and I felt bad because I kind of made her come back, and I told her about these signs that this area wasn't fully back to where it was. So she ended up fixing it, which was really, really cool. And I actually really appreciate it. So I went over there and I gave her a little gift as a thank you, because yeah, this was kind of a little bit of a headache. But enough of story time, guys. Let's actually check out Halloween Island. Like I mentioned before, I saw it at the beginning stages. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff that I haven't seen. Halloween banners, one of each type per player. Ooh, okay. So we are gonna get one of each, guys, because it's gonna be really cool having it as kind of like this collection, right? The one that I thought was really cool was this one right here that I hadn't seen before, but I think that's a map. Yeah, that's a map. Wow, that's really detailed, guys. That's actually really cool. I imagine it took a long time. But let's actually head in and see what it's all about, guys. I don't see no signs or nothing about it, no lectern to read a book or nothing, so let's just head in there. Alright, so here we are, guys, and this is in the actual world. It's just one of these portals that takes us to a different one, and it seems like we're in the air. This is the normal overworld, not a special dimension. So yeah, there we go. That's what I meant by it. I remember reading this. So it's a really spooky, like, old mansion. You could even see kind of has like this spooky face, the eyes up there, and then the mouth. He only has like one teeth and then one loose one over here. But yeah, we want to check it out. So I think this is still a work in progress. I think they're still working on it. I'm not sure, to be honest. Like I mentioned before, I'm not too familiar with this, and that's a really cool skull. It seems like there's some shulkers over there, for some materials. We got some buckets with candy. Actually, that's really cool. So all right, so we're gonna have to go all the way to the beginning. Welcome to Island of Spookos, the island full of spooks. This mansion will be used for playing games like murder mystery, Ghostbusters, how you can help build and decorate rooms in the mansion, make secret pathways and hidden doorways, make secret hiding locations in the rooms. Rules: all rooms must be alright. So it seems like it's just more of like, hey, like, this is what we're doing, and if you guys want to take part of in it, then go ahead. So let's actually go in here, guys, and it might be a little bit too dark for you guys, which I apologize, but they have been doing a little bit more since I last was here. The little storage room. All right, because a lot of these areas weren't decorated. We got a balcony out here when it leads to the backyard. Yeah, so this is still a work in progress, I imagine. Still a lot to do here. And actually, I might think of actually taking part if there's like anything I could do in any area. There's like certain stuff that I don't want to like take part in, guys, just because like, obviously I'm not the greatest builder, I'm not the greatest interior designer, like I'm not the greatest Minecraft player, so I feel bad taking anything on and then people being like, oh man, I should have done it. You know, why did Panda Bear do it? I should have done it. So that's just the thing. Oh wow, see, like this is actually really cool. Boom. You got me. You got me, sign. But look at this. See? Really detailed. A bunch of books over here and the head right there. So it's just stuff like this that's actually really cool. Alright, so it seems like there's only a few rooms that are actually decorated. There's more that are in need of decorating than are. This is a cool area over here. I kind of want to take part in, guys, just because I do like Halloween. Halloween, it's one of those like fun, like good feel in a way. Like, I know it has a dark history, but it's also just about having fun, right? Just going with it, I guess. This is the way that I take it. Oh, there's a maze up here. I'm not even gonna attempt it. I'm not gonna try it. We'll save that for another episode. I'm just gonna get lost in there, and then I'm gonna be in there for a while. It seems like there's like a little secret passage. Ooh, this is actually really cool. Oh, it's another little maze. Okay, that's actually really cool. I think I'm gonna take part in. I want to ask permission though before I go ahead and do anything. I know the book doesn't say nothing about asking for permission, but if I'm gonna do something, I might as well ask and make sure that nobody else is gonna be doing it and everybody's on the same page. Um, so yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna be working on. But it's actually really cool, guys. It's gonna be really cool. So I'm not really gonna, like I said, do anything today. It's just more checking it out, and it seems like it's actually really big. There's a lot of stories here. So we'll probably do it within the next episode or so and check it out. All right, so here we are, guys. This is what we ended up building on the last episode. So in between episodes, I did work on it a little bit more on this area in general. One of the things that I did was I took down some of the bamboo because I didn't like how they were sticking out so high. So I just lowered them by a lot, like basically cutting in half some of them, or most of them, I guess. And then also came around and I added these right here, which are really, really cool. It's something that I found out of like nowhere. These slabs right here, guys, which is actually like a dirt slab, which is an actual petrified oak slab. They just gave it the dirt texture. I think that's the actual texture, I'm not sure, but they were able to put this in the server, so it's something that it's not like in the game anymore, but it is there, but it's not there. And they were able to actually get it going, and then yeah, that's actually a feature that we'll be using from now on. So I'm glad that I learned about that and I was there when they were talking about it. Another thing was I added these right here just to give it a little bit more of like color and a contrast. So yeah, I think it looks a little bit more better overall, so I kind of like it, guys. Another thing that I did, I believe, is what else did I do? I don't think I did anything else in the actual building and whatnot. I did end up working a little bit on this island, which is the one that we're gonna work on this episode, as well as this one over here. So I went around and I added some of the texture blocks in the actual stone, the way that we did on this one, as well as this one over here. And then I also placed some of these vines just to give it a little bit more of like depth and contrast. And my voice just broke right there, guys. I'm 30 years old and my voice just broke a little bit more. Another thing was this right here. I ended up coming over here to the actual waterfall and then just finishing it off by adding more of the glass panes. And overall, guys, I think it looks a little bit better. I just want to do a little bit more off camera, right, and just get a little bit more done. I'm not finished. One of the things that I wanted to do down here was just work also on these areas. Like, for example, this one is too flat, right? So I might have to make some indents in that. And yeah, so I just went around adding like gravel in the bottom, just small details like this, guys, that actually like you guys don't need to see. Also some mossy cobblestone here and there. I also went and I collected a bunch of these. So I went into what was it, desert, guys, and I mined probably like desert areas worth of these right here. I'm gonna show you like some of the items I ended up getting later on. But yeah, guys, so I think it looks a little bit better, just adding more texture, more items, and more stuff. But what I wanted to work on was this right here. I want to add a bunch of more trees. I don't think there's gonna be any special features in this actual building. At least I don't think so for right now. I don't have any ideas. I also need to continue this one going this way and kind of following the shape of the river. Another thing that I did, which I actually did last night, I came down here and I started working a little bit on the river down here. So this island, or this area, had some dirt right here that was sticking out, some land, I guess. So I went ahead and I took it down, as well as there was another one right there. There was a small island with the tree. I ended up taking that down. I worked a little bit more on the actual river, just making sure to getting like just making it, expanding it, making it a little bit deeper and whatnot. And I think it just looks way better just having it this way. So it's something that I need to work overall, and then I need to go back there and then just patch some of these areas. So that's stuff that I'll be doing in between episodes. So I guess we could get started right here, guys. But I'm gonna do a time lapse and then we'll see what I can get going. there we go. So I ended up doing a little bit more, guys, than I showed you guys. I basically finished the whole thing, and we'll be right over there. But if you guys saw in the video, I also did this area right here. So I did take some of the trees. Something that I didn't show was me doing this little tunnel going through these right here. And the reason I decided to do that is because we had one right here. There was like a dent right here, and I decided just to kind of like split them in two right here. And yeah, just to give it a little bit more like something different, you know what I mean? Because like that's what I'm trying to go for. I'm trying to go for something different. We got a chicken over there. But yeah, so one of the things that you guys might have noticed was that I was having some issues with some of the mobs. I ended up dying actually to a creeper and to a phantom. And the phantom was actually really scary because it was the size of the building. Yeah, it was the size of a building. It was the size of Panda over there, like mini Panda over there. It was really big, guys. Like all I saw, I remember I was down here and I ended up seeing like a wither skeleton skull, and I was like, why is there a wither skeleton skull down here? So I went down here and I started kind of like fighting some of the mobs. I was right there in that corner when all of a sudden like I just died, and instead died by phantom. So when it loaded the actual like death screen, it showed the phantom frozen, and the phantom, guys, was the size of that. Like I couldn't see the whole phantom on the screen. It was just like a part of the eye and the body. Like I couldn't see the whole thing. So it was literally the size of this building, or probably even bigger. I think it's bigger. So it was really scary, but I guess they decided to add something to the server, which is actually really fun, guys. Something that I wish they would keep. So since it's Halloween, or it's close to Halloween, it's October over here where I'm at, guys, and I'm recording this kind of like scattered throughout some days and weeks. So yeah, it's actually the 24th right now, which is actually really close to being the 31st for Halloween. And they decided to add like a little game where you defeat some of the mobs and you collect certain drops that they drop, right? So I think that's something that I want to do on the next episode, because it's actually really cool. But one of the things that I didn't show on the video or on the time lapse was that the spiders actually spit spider webs at you guys when they're trying to like get you. So they kind of trap you in the spider web, so you slow down, which is actually really cool. So I wish they would keep that, because that's like a really cool feature for a spider. It's kind of like something you would expect from a spider, and it just adds a little bit more difficult to the game, you know. Like if it added that just in hardcore hard mode, I was gonna say hardcore, but no, just in hard mode, that'd be like a excellent feature. But yeah, so I ended up dying to a creeper right over there, and then I got blown up by a creeper over here in this area as well, I think like twice. So you guys saw a little bit on the time lapse that I was having some trouble with some of the mobs. But yeah, guys, I ended up finishing that area. So I took all the trees down here, and I didn't finish this one just because it's something that I want to work on the next episode probably. And then I also went down here, guys, and bam, and I worked in this area a little bit. So I noticed that it was too flat, guys. It was like way too flat, and I haven't done this area just because I still don't know what I'm gonna do with this area. But I wanted to add a little bit more, I don't know, something else, guys. I didn't want to make it too basic. And let me say hello to Leah. There we go. And so I decided to add like a little bit more vent going inside, and like a nice little ditch going on the bottom. So it's gonna like yeah, so you kind of have to go up and down in order to get to this side over here where I want to build a tree, but that's gonna be on the next episode. But yeah, I think this looks really cool. The thing is that I'm gonna have to add that to some other areas, because one of the things that I didn't like about this was the way that the water is, right? So the water level is up here, and then we actually go down here, so kind of weird that happens. But I kind of want to go with this. So if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna have to do this for some of the other areas, that way it looks all right. But I think it just adds a little bit more to the area, right? So one of the things is that the grass still needs to grow, and I need to add some of the oh, the music is scaring me. I also need to add some of the other blocks to add to the actual pathway, right? Like we got this right here, and yeah, so I used some of the dirt slabs, and yeah, I think it looks actually pretty cool. But let me go ahead and go to sleep because it's actually getting pretty dark. All right, there we go, guys. I ended up sleeping. So yeah, this area is starting to look a little bit cool. So one of the things I'm wondering is if I could actually share those and keep those, because that'd be like a good way to get spider webs, right? Since they're not like something really useful, it's just a small decoration thing, and the only way to really get them is to go to um mine shafts. So yeah, but here we go, guys. I ended up doing this area. I didn't finish it just because I still don't know exactly what I want to do with this area in the back. But I basically got an idea of how I want to do the terrain in some of these, and I want your feedback because I honestly don't know if this is good. So one of the things I decided to add was some fallen trees. So I used acacia wood in order to give it that old, like it's been here, it's dried up look to it, and it's falling down. People have used it, maybe to sit, to do a campfire. So that's actually something that I wanted to add maybe around here, just like a small campfire. Maybe add some barrels for storage, like somebody actually used this as a campground. And yeah, so I use different blocks, the same that I used over there for that island. And yeah, I think it looks decent, but I don't know what's too much, guys. That's the issue. Like, I really like this area right here, but once you add a lot, like where it's up there, where you have like a lot of ground to cover, everything just blends in, and I don't know, like it just didn't really look good. So I'm not 100% happy with it, but it's a start, right? And let me actually go back up here. So I ended up doing this right here. I added some dirt slabs just to make it seem like it's off, a little bit higher than the ground. That way it's not just flat. I added rocks, and obviously I'm adding these posts with some lanterns here and there just to give it a little bit more lighting, and yeah, so it looks a little bit better at night. But yeah, so I added like some some what are these called, the path blocks, in order to give it a little bit more detail. And before, I actually had them scattered throughout the whole area. I didn't like, so for example, like right here it had one, right there it had a path block, and then I just went ahead and took those out. So that's why yeah, I just recently did that. That's why it's still dirt, the grass hasn't spread. So it was too much, guys. I just didn't like how it looked. And now that I took some of those, it looks a little bit better. It doesn't look as like busy. Now it looks a little bit better. So that's, I think, one of the things that I need to do is just take away some of those and just let it look a little bit more like just more grassy, I guess. So I decided to add some of these over here because I like I mentioned before, I don't know what I'm gonna do in this area yet. So just in case I want to do like a path going that way or whatnot. But yeah, so I added some of these dead bushes as well, some regular bushes, and small trees, all these custom trees as well. So I decided to add a couple different ones. I might add a few more different ones, like using different leaves, like acacia leaves or something like that, or jungle leaves, just to give it a little bit more contrast, adding like maybe a jungle tree here and there. And I don't mean like an actual jungle tree, I mean just the actual leaf blocks. And yeah, overall I think it looks pretty decent, guys. I like how it looks, like I mentioned before, but it just seems like something's different, like I don't like it when it's too busy, and I feel like that's what it is. And I think just by taking some of the path blocks away, it kind of makes it better, because right here where the area is not that big, it doesn't look that bad, but once you add it to a really large area, it just looks too busy. So I think this is what I'm gonna do. I like seeing more green than actually brown, right? So I think that's what I'm end up doing. But yeah, guys, overall I'm pretty happy with it. Like I mentioned before, it's just little things that I need to work on, but that's how we learn, right? But yeah, guys, so I think now I want to go and see if we could get any of the heads, that way we could add them to our collection. And I actually already have one of the heads. So if we go down here, I got these two shulkers where I went to the temporary dimension and I went to get a bunch of these dead bushes. And I also was able to get a husk head, which I don't know if I already have, guys. And then also got a bunch of these cat heads as well, some of the villagers, just because, like, why not, right? So I kind of want to take all of these right here and see if we could add any of these to our collection. And yeah, I found some diamonds as well. So let's actually go check it out and see if we could add any of those. But before we actually do that, I also want to go and get some from the shop area, because I realized that somebody was selling some, so that's actually a good way to get a couple more. So we worked on the hill, guys. We checked out Halloween Island, and yeah, now we just need to get a few more heads, because I don't know how many of these I already have, so we probably don't have to go hunting. When I mean hunting, is mean actually going and killing these mobs, right? So if we're able to get some right now where we don't have to go and do that, then there's nothing wrong with that. So let's actually head over to the shopping district. All right, so it seems like we actually have a sale. We sold one of these shulkers, which I believe was the this one has the gravel and this one has the leaf. So it seems like it's one of the ones with glass. And we also sold a bunch of glass as well before, just the singles. So we actually got quite a few diamonds now. If you guys notice, we got 2, and I just been getting some, guys, just restocking everything off camera. One of the things that I haven't done is actually gone and gotten some of the ancient debris, just because it just takes so long, guys, and it sells really quick. So if you guys notice right there, I do have 6 on me right now, but the thing is that I've been like, I started, instead of placing 7 at a time, I started placing 3 in each one, and then they just keep selling. Like literally, as soon as I put them there, they sell, and it's, I don't know, guys, like I should be happy about it, but at the same time, it's really time consuming going and getting ancient debris. So I think one of the things that I'm gonna do is just kind of like take a break, because yeah, that's actually a lot of work, and we already have quite a few diamonds made out of that. So we have 182 blocks of diamonds, guys, that we've gotten from our shop. And yeah, actually a little bit more, right? We have these as well, and then some of the ones that I've used probably like around 10 diamond blocks, and bought some like other items here in the shopping district. And yeah, so I think I'm gonna end up taking a break on that. And the shop that I wanted to go to was this one over here. Is it Spangaboo? Yeah, Spangaboo's shop right here. So she's selling these over here. So there's like a bunch of these really cool heads, guys, that I just want to add to my collection. I do have the Pokeballs you guys saw earlier, but I think I only bought one. So how much are they? This chest has heads designed by others. Pay what you want. Please have payment at counter. All right, guys. So let me actually place our heads over here. And yeah, so you guys could hear that music. So that's one of the things that they added for Halloween, was just randomly, like wherever you are, it starts playing music. So since I was standing there when it started, and I head over this way, then I kind of like, it starts fading away, because it just like plays it in that general area, which was actually pretty funny, because the first time that I heard it, I was looking everywhere. I'm like, somebody's pranking me. Like I was trying to find what was causing it, right? But it's actually something that they added. But yeah, guys, so let's actually pick up, let's just go for 2 of these. No, let's go for 3. And then I also want to get a Pokeball, since I'm using the other one for decoration, and Pluto the bunny. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and the Pirate Skull. I gotta get the Pirate Skull. Oh, why are you doing this? I don't want to destroy the... Oh, what was that about? Was it the Pirate Skull? Is that... I don't know what just happened right there, bro. Almost died. I don't even have one of these. Like I mentioned before, I ended up dying, so I need to make sure to get one. But yeah, so now we got 5 of these guys. Now let's actually start paying for them. So let's say that I would say maybe, I think around 4 diamonds each. We got 6 of them. I think that'd be a good amount, and I have only 23, but I'm just gonna go with the 20. No, actually, I'll just give her the 24. I think it's fair. So 24 diamonds right there, and I think that's a fair amount, guys. 4 diamonds each, because I mean, you have to go through the trouble of getting them, right? So payment, thank you. So there we go. And yeah, thank you, Spangable. All right, there we go, guys. We spawned up here since I went through the portal, and now we could actually head in here. And I think I'm just gonna toss these and let these despawn. I don't really use them that much, and I have a ton of them. All right, so we have the villagers up here. So we already have an unemployed villager's head, so we need to add this one right here, which is gonna be the weaponsmith villager's head. And then we also have the farmer. We're gonna have a ton of these guys. Nitwit, we also got a nitwit, and as well as a mason. These actually look pretty similar. And then as well as the shepherd head and zombie villager's head. Okay, so we do have the original one that we could add to that, and I think that's gonna be it for the villagers, guys. And then the rest we could just add them up here. And we're actually gonna get way more than 3 heads. Like, I should have saved this, but I actually got this a while back, guys, like I mentioned before. So this is not something that I recently got, but I should have saved that for later, right? All right, so we got the villager's head right there. Now we need to we have the illagers, or like, I guess not the illagers, I guess, yeah. And this is the hostile mobs. This is where I wanted to add the Pokeball, kind of like these right here, where it's not normal stuff, right? Pluto the bunny and Pirate Skull. So I think the Pirate Skull actually fits right there. And then for Pluto the bunny and some of these, I'm just gonna add them over here since it is a custom head. And I also want to add some of the cat heads, so I kind of want to separate them. Toby the cat. Oh, I don't want to do that. We also got Tuxedo's cat, so I guess that's the name of them. Persian's cat, ginger cat, and then white cat's head. That was a bunny, but it's not. All right, so I think we got all of them right there. And I know there's a total of 9 of them, so we're missing 3. So that's actually something that we could actually try to get on the next episode, just so we could complete it. All right, so now just to add some of these over here. Wait, do I have the sheep head? Yes, I do. So I'm like, why am I having an extra one up here? And I just noticed that this is actually Jelly's head. I'm sorry, Jelly. That's Gar's cat, by the way. So we do have the hostile mobs, which is right here. And it seems like we don't have the husk head. So there we go, guys. We added actually quite a few of these mob heads in this episode. So that's actually going to be pretty fun, guys, because like I said, these I already had them in my possession. So it wasn't that interesting going out and getting them and hunting for them the way that yeah, I was trying to make it. But actually got through quite a bit today, guys. So I think that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. Don't forget to leave a like, guys, and subscribe for more videos. And I guess I'll just catch you guys on the next one. Team Rocket Plays